Hey, welcome everybody. Today we're going to be taking a look at floor mats for the 2019 Honda Pilot all-wheel drive Elite. You can see we currently have the factory floor mats in there, and we're going to be replacing them with these front, middle, and rear floor mats from Husky. The Husky liners, which are apparently made in the USA. All right, so just a quick look at the part numbers that we have. These should all be black. We've got the front liner, we have the second seat floor liner, and then the third row. We did not get the cargo area today. So let's open these up and take a look. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the front liner. I'm gonna rearrange this. We got the front, the first one, and then the middle and the back. All right, so the boxes are pretty slim. So it probably tells me they're folded up inside, and yep, this one is folded. I'm going to pull it straight up and out. This is going to give us the, let's see, what is this? Should be the passenger side, and should be the driver's side. So just looking at the driver's side, looks like these go into the factory little clip holders on the carpet on the car. Looks nicely molded. Got little Husky liners, little logo there. It is a fairly hard plastic. It's somewhat flexible, as you can see. The liners are going to poke into the carpet with these little plastic spikes, and that's what's going to keep it in place. I will say right off the bat, comparing this to, say, a WeatherTech, the WeatherTech liners seem to be a little bit softer, a little bit more flexible, and I don't think they use spikes on the back of theirs. I don't have one handy here to compare, but let's go see it. Go ahead and see how the front fitment is. So first thing I want to do is twist these little pins here on both sides of the factory floor mats and just pull them up and out of the way. Next thing I want to do is make sure that this area is clean, so that way we put down the new liner, we don't have, you know, any mess underneath of it. All right, so I went ahead and pushed slid the driver's seat back as far as we could go, and I'm just going to wiggle this one in place underneath here and line it up with the little clips, one in, another in, and there we go. All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a closer look at how it fits. All right. So, just looking at the corners here, I push it down. We do see that there's a little bit of a it doesn't wrap up along the sides of the sill here. You can see that there is a little bit of you know, a gap, and I think that's fine, but it does mean that you could have some dirt and stuff fall underneath of this at some point. It doesn't go up over top of the side of the door sill here, which I think is okay. The fitment down along the bottom seems to be pretty good. Fitment along the side here is also pretty close. You can see along the seats here and the carpet, you know, it does have a little, I can fit my finger right there, but in reality, let me move my seat forward here on the door to where it would normally be, which is just like that. And there you go, you can see the fitment there. And let me move it one step closer, so my wife's is number one. Of course she's number one, right? And as she sits, the fitment looks to be all right. So I'm going to pop this back to position number 2, and we'll have another look. So fitment to me is decent. It could be better in my opinion along the door sill area here, but I think all things considered, it does seem to does seem to fit pretty good. All right, let's go see the passenger side. Is in, and first thing I wanted to see is we got much of the same deal here on the door sill with the Husky liner on the passenger side. You can see that it doesn't fit perfectly flush along the door sill here. Otherwise, it seems okay. There's not a I'm gonna lift this up. The passenger side connector looks to be the same, but it doesn't have the clip here to keep them in place. But fitment overall seems okay, with exception of the side. I'm not a big fan of the liner, how it comes along the door sill here. You can see that there's that gap that not a fan of. As far as everything else goes, it seems to be okay. Hey, well, you know, you find stuff like this under the seat and hopefully it'll come out in a different direction. Anyway, moving the seat forward, clears, no problem. So there we go. Fronts are installed. Let's take a look at the back. All right, fronts are in place, so let's go ahead and pull out the middle second seat. There we go. And of course, it is folded in half in the box. Can't blame them. This is part number 19411, and we'll straighten it out. It's going to go in like this. So let's go ahead and see how it fits. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is want to slide the seats back as much as I can. And I went through and just, you know, I would recommend vacuuming first before you put down the liner, but I don't have a vacuum at the moment, so I'll come back and do that later. As far as fitment goes, I'm going to start by sliding this down from the top like this, and that does squeeze right in between. Look at that, squeezes nicely right in between the bases of the seats and down. I think that when this heats up, the molding will lay a little bit flatter. It does have the spikes underneath to grab it, so it shouldn't move too much. But right away, I do see the same issues on the side here. It would be nice if the lips of these came up rather than kind of up and over. So overall, not a bad fitment. I think there's room for improvement, but not bad, not bad. All right, let's take a look at the third row. Well, for the third row, of course. All right, so same thing, folded in half. Looks like it's molded the same. Well, let's just stick it in there and see how it goes, right? Okay, so showing the install of this one's going to be much more fun, so hopefully I don't bump around the camera too much. But one thing I do want to note immediately is after pulling out the factory liners, the liners do not have this cover here that goes over the little arch for the wheel well of the rear wheel. So I'm going to try to slide this in this way without bumping the camera. And okay, I am noticing an issue immediately with this side. It looks like there should be a cutout right here, and there's not. So I may have gotten the wrong third row liner. I think there may be a different model, a part number for the third row that has bench seats versus the two captain's chairs, and I think that's on me. I think I got the wrong one. So you'll see as I pull this out, there's another hump right here that there's simply not a cutout on this one to use. I mean, I guess I could cut it out, but I'd rather not. I'm going to send these back, I think, and get the correct one. So let me pull this out so you guys can see. All right, so as I zoom in, you'll see that there's the cutout right there on the floor, and there's not a cutout on these liners. Let me pull this out to show you guys. I probably should have done this comparison. I was thinking about it before I actually did it, but on the hood of the car here is the third row floor mat that the car comes with, and it would sit like this, I believe. It would actually sit, pretend that the middle row is in the back, the bench for the third row would be here. This is how it would work, right? And there's this cutout here. If we look at the Husky liner, what we have is that this cutout here should have continued all the way across, and it does not. And that cutout that was on the Husky liner I just showed you is likely for the slider that would be on the bench seat. But since we don't have benches, this one's not going to work. Okay, so lesson learned there. This guy is going to go back in the box. This is part number 19421. Clearly I got the wrong one there, so that's going to go back. But front two are in. Let's take a look at them one more time. Fitment is, you know, I don't know if I was going to give a grading score for fitment on these. You know, they went in without too much trouble. It's just where it comes along the carpeting and the door sills here, I think I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10-ish. They're doable. Let's factor in the price here too. I don't know how well WeatherTech's fitment is, but these two I believe are about $60 and $80-ish a piece for the fronts and the middle. So, you know, if you're just concerned with the middle two and the middle and the front, you're looking at about $140 versus if you were going to get the middle two from, say, WeatherTech, I think you're looking closer at $200, $250. Is it worth it? I don't know. I guess time will tell to see how much stuff, debris, gets lodged in underneath of this, and just kind of go from there, I guess. If it's that big of a deal to pull these out every now and then, do a quick vacuum underneath, and really you should probably be taking these out, yeah, at some interval to clean them anyway, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. In any case, guys, yeah, it looks like I'm going to return this one and see if I can't get the right one. So hopefully this was informative and helps you make a decision when it comes to buying these Husky floor liners. I'm going to go ahead and throw a link in the video so that you can buy these from, well, I've shared a link where you can get these. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you later.